our tire specialists who have come all the way, and my dear friends. I deem it a very proud privilege and a rare honor to welcome you all on this joyous and important occasion. To you friends from media, you have been of immense support to us over the years. I have seen it in close quarters and personally interacting with you all, many of you, for the last 3 decades or more. And we thank you for coming and certainly making this occasion a great one. To our respected and valued customers, I absolutely have no words to express our deep sense of gratitude on behalf of TVS Srichakra for coming all the way right from Delhi, Pune, Chennai and Hosur and honoring us with your presence this morning. But for you, we would never have grown to such great heights, and on this occasion, we wish to regard our grateful thanks to you for the unstinted support you have given us over the decades. To my friends from Europe and Japan, so nice of you all to have come all the way. You have given us a lot of values, technology and input, and made us also grow to this high level of excellence. My mind goes back when we launched our tyre Srichakra in 1984, I think in the Taj Coromandel Hotel. And ever since we started the journey, I must say we have been growing steadily and consistently. We went in to the OEMs and one by one we started serving almost all the OEMs in India. We went to the aftermarket through youth dealer network and through spare part dealer network and exhibited our tires, sold our tires throughout the country. Also we started our exports parallelly. And I must say that the journey was continuing so nicely. We took a step ahead and a step further, marching towards a glory, I would say. The year 2001 saw us upgrading our brand to TVS tires, and that certainly was a milestone for us, and we went on to become a leading manufacturer of two-wheeler tires and three-wheeler tires in the country, and also a large supplier to the vehicle manufacturers in India. Such was the journey. Today we roll out 2.8 million tires, 34 million tires annually, and I must thank every one of you, the consumers, the customers, the dealers, the mechanics, and of course you media who have made us important and valuable. But for you, we would not be standing here today tall and proud. India is a growing country. We have seen India growing rapidly in the two-wheeler industry. Today our country is the largest producer of two-wheelers in the world. It is heartening to note 33 million two-wheelers have been produced last year, and every year we have been seeing the two-wheelers growing consistently. I am sure with the age group of 18 to 30 being 8 crores of people in the country, it is certainly going to have a stupendous growth in the years to come. The future certainly is bright, and we in the two-wheeler tire sector feel very confident and hopeful. And you also have seen, particularly in the last 5 years, a lot of new models have been brought in by our vehicle manufacturers. World-class models and premium category has also been growing tremendously. On one side, we have the two-wheeler industry growing in a stupendous way, giving us a large opportunity. At the same time, I must also mention that India is the only country in the world to produce natural rubber, synthetic rubber and reclaimed rubber, and consume the entire quantity within the country itself through its fantastic production of tires and rubber products. Such is the strength of the tire industry. I am in the industry for 50 years now in the rubber and tyre industry. But I must say, our tyre industry is 90 years old. When multinationals were there like Dunlop, Firestone and so on. And lot more players have come in over the years. And we are the youngest tyre company to have become a leader in two-wheeler tyres. We are just 35 years young in the 90-year-old tyre industry. And we are proud of that feature. We are proud of the achievement, but we are humble. With all humility, I must say, we have a way to go. I'm sure we will certainly do our best in the coming years to come. We have a lot of innovations which my colleagues will present to you as they go along with their presentation. We have done well to certainly reach this height, but I must say we have to keep improving. We have to keep doing well. I must thank every one of you for the fabulous support you have given. To end up, I will say, the woods are lovely, dark and deep, and I have promises to keep, and miles to go before I sleep, and miles to go before I sleep. Thank you very much, and a warm welcome to every one of you.
Jim Collins, in his book, Good to Great, said that if the good companies have to become great companies, you have to qualify yourself by being in the business for more than 100 years. We are proud to say that the TVS Group, way back it started in 1911, have already surpassed this 100 years, and we are marching into the 110th year, and we are proud to be associated with the TVS Group of companies, which is having a turnover of around 65,000 crores. TVS Group company have got many kind of products in their offering, right from brake linings, clutch facings, all kinds of fasteners, rubber products, Wheels India, Harita, Delphi TVS. So you can see all the products that go into the automobile, and this group also kind of makes tires, and we belong to the TVS, which is actually manufacturing two-wheeler tires and three-wheeler tires. So Mr. Vijayaraghavan did tell that we are the leading two- and three-wheeler tire manufacturer. Though we are young, we have established ourselves not only in the original equipment market, but also in the aftermarket. Just to kind of capture you, we have kind of grown from 1984 till date by doing various things, like kind of we started the Uttarakhand plant way back in the year 2009. We have got the TPM Excellence Award. We got the Manufacturing Excellence Award. We also have Energy Conservation Award, which you saw. And we have also been consistently kind of improving our products to ensure that the new Indian is very comfortable when he is using the kind of product, because wanting to stretch himself into the future. We also kind of supply tires to various customers like TVS Motors, Bajaj Auto, Hero, whoever you name, in India, we are there, and we kind of supply more than 80% of the new models that are available in India. We are proud to be associated with them, not only with the OE, as well as in the aftermarket, and also exporting to 70 countries more, and we are further growing. To take you on from here on brand, it will be Mr. Madhavan who will be coming over. Thank you very much.
This morning, tires separate the road from the rider. Well, that's very evident, but what it does not say is how tires make a difference between a normal ride and a comfortable journey. Allow me to take you through how it happens over the next 7 or 8 minutes. About 2 years back, Forbes US published an article about how automobile sector will drive growth in India. Well, the numbers have not let the article down. Some quick facts here. About 40% of Indian households have at least one two-wheeler, a staggering number that is. The other one is the chart shows about how the two-wheeler growth has been over the last 10 odd years. It's grown at about 8 to 9%. And what on the extreme right of the screen you see is how we have grown. if the industry has grown at about 8.5 to 9%, we are growing at about 15% CAGR year on year. This is over the last 10 years. Like to like number is 9% to 15%. Now, we've seen a huge change there on how the industry has moved over the last 10 years. We are at a very interesting stage in the industry's life cycle, not just in our organization's life cycle, even at the industry's life cycle. We're witnessing a massive transformation, and the cusp of the change is very evident. Bias tires are moving towards radials, and we have IC engines moving more towards electric vehicles. You're going to see a lot of action in that area in the next 2 to 3 years. And finally, a two-wheeler was a simple mode of transport to get from A point to B point. It is a commute mode. That's about it. Things have changed. Two-wheeler is not just a commute vehicle. Lot more is expected out of that at this moment, and it's going forward. It's going to be getting even better. By the way, it's not just the category that is evolving. Even the consumer is evolving. There's a huge amount of change that we are seeing. About over the last 6 to 8 quarters, we've been trying very hard to understand who this customer is, who this new age Indian is. What you find here on the screen is a pen portrait of a typical new age Indian, aspirational Indian. Now, as you could see, he's an adventure seeker. He likes the thrill. He's extremely tech savvy and very highly connected. That's very evident with the kind of proliferation of mobile. He's very well connected. And the new age Indian is one. He doesn't shy away from telling the world what he loves doing. And importantly, he doesn't want to hide anything. That's him. Now, one thing is very clear. He's extremely ambitious. He doesn't want to go through what his parents went through. He wants to do a lot better than what they did. So he's extremely ambitious in that sense. He's a man on the go. He wants only the best. He doesn't want to settle for anything less than the best. Now, for him, life is all about very high performance and absolutely no compromises. This is our new age aspirational Indian. Now, if that was new age aspirational Indian, the definition of an aspirational Indian rider is extremely critical for a bike tire manufacturer like us. What does he want? The aspirational rider wants to live and enjoy every moment of his life to the fullest. He wants to go beyond the normal. Normal is not for him. That's for the last generation. He wants to go beyond the normal. He wants to impress his peer group. Forget impressing. He wants to do better than the peer group. Now, the joy of riding is a way of life for him. I said it's not commute anymore. It's a joy of riding. That's a way of life. That's the new age aspirational rider. Now, how important is his bike, and even more importantly, bike tires? What is the role the bike tire should play along with the bike? As I said before, he's an adventure seeker, and the thrill of riding pushes his adrenaline up. He gets pumped up by the thrill of riding. He's driven by a need to prove himself. That's also the other part of the new age Indian. He wants to prove himself a lot more, and he's pushing himself to the extreme to discover who he is and what his potential is. That's what he's attempting to do. His journey is clearly his destination, and he likes to explore new terrains. He's not going to settle for the norm or the normal. So that's the new age Indian. Now, in net, what does it mean? For him, it is all about high performance and nothing less. He's going to come back to that again and again. So that's him. Now, this is about 6 to 8 quarters of research that we did, extensive understanding of who this new age Indian is, and this is what we found out. Adventure seeker, thrill rider, he wants to push himself to the extreme, adrenaline pumping. That's the new age Indian millennial. Now, if that is him, we at TVS, we said,
for our business, we continue to harness our capabilities. Towards this endeavor, we today have the Design and Innovation Center in Milan, Italy, and we work on new technologies in close collaboration with our R&D center in India. The products and customers The products our customers experience are designed globally, manufactured in India, and tested worldwide. We have developed some of the finest technologies which we are using in TVS Eurogrip products. These technologies are an outcome of cutting-edge research by some of the best scientists and engineers in our global R&D team. I have the pleasure in introducing this team to you. Andrea from Milan, Italy. He is our product specialist and manages new product programs globally. He is an expert in defining product specifications based on market research and voice of customer. Andrea, thanks for coming. Enomoto-san, we call him Dashino-san also, from Japan. He specializes in material science and compound development. He works in the area of silica technology, nano contact with the road surface. The second compound layer is meant to deliver extremely high durability and giving an everlasting riding experience to our customers. Coordination with our experts in Milan. This technology provides optimized grip performance and superior mileage to our customers. The third is the air seal technology, which has a special layer of rubber compound which we have developed in our material sciences lab in India along with experts from Japan. Provides long-lasting air pressure control in the tire, and it provides an ultimate riding experience through a comfortable ride. With changing needs of customer, we recognize today's millennials expect a completely different product experience. Thus, we today introduce the 0-degree steel belted radial technology capable of running over 270 kilometers per hour. A sporty, stylish tread design engineered to perfection. This product developed in collaboration with all our experts globally delivers superior performance in high-speed cornering and high-speed stability. May I have the video, please, of your kit as an electronic version. Thank you. To electric mobility, and in our research center we are cognizant of this very aspect, that rolling resistance, which gives better and better longevity towards the ride for every charge, will be one of the driving force in developing these technologies. The second aspect is that we recognize that these the torque on the vehicle is going to be far more higher when compared to an IC engine, because they are going to be driven directly on the wheels, and hence we need to match those driving traction forces which are required for electric bikes. So there are a lot of R&D programs which we are running internally in addressing the needs of this evolving technology.
Can you just share us what kind of investment got into this the product, and what is the market share of the TVS? You are the leader in two-wheeler existing, and then with the new product, what kind of market share you want to see?
Yeah, just a second.
Well, as I said in my beginning of the speech, we have grown well thanks to the support of all our consumers, customers, and dealer community. And we have a sizable share both in OEM and aftermarket, and we are a leading supplier to the OEMs and with a large presence in aftermarket across the country. And I'm sure with the new Eurogrip, TVS Eurogrip coming in, we are hoping for still better times to serve you all well.
In Milan, Italy, as well as your R&D center here, what is your focus on fundamental research when it comes to materials for tires, and how are you preparing to address the challenges of future mobility? The second question is, what is the role that you see electronics playing in tires in the future, and is TVS already working on it?
I think a pertinent question. I'll take one at a time. The first question is on fundamental research. We strongly believe in fundamental research, and we have research programs with universities, collaborating as an industry academia programs. Today we have in the process of filing more than 16 patents, especially in the area of nanomaterials, which would define the future performance of the tires. The next biggest area of development is tire dynamics and vehicle mechanics. We are working with universities and our research center in Milan to develop vehicle models where we can predict performance of tires even at the drawing board stage. I hope I answered the first question. What was the second question?
The role of electronics in tires. Electronics.
The role of electronics in tires, we recognize that electronics and connected mobility, connected devices is the future. We have more than 2 programs, although I cannot get into the specifics, but we have more than 2 programs which will apply technologies which are connected, especially in the area of tire pressure monitoring system. That's one area of research which we are going on. As you would recognize that two-wheeler tires are very different and they need a completely different type of technology, unlike the passenger car tires, because there is enough space, there are the packaging, the kind of technology which can be applied there cannot be applied in two-wheeler tires. So we do have specific programs in the area of electronics in our tires.
Range you are targeting with this Eurogrip?
From the first part of it, very clearly, this is aimed at the new age Indian millennial, and it cuts across the category of motorcycles and scooters. So that's one part of the question. The second one, can you repeat the second part of the question if you don't mind?
CC range. Superbike.
Yeah, just to answer the first question, we are actually kind of not only focusing on the original equipment manufacturer, we are actively involving ourselves into grabbing more share in the aftermarket. Not only that, we see a very kind of a huge potential available outside of India, and we are targeting export of two-wheeler tires as well, which we have started, which you have seen, we are kind of exporting to more than 70 countries. To answer your next question, this product, what we are talking about, tyre, as you can see, is being used as low as a 70cc engine with moped and as high as 500cc engine, like probably the new vehicles that many of the OE manufacturers have recently launched. We have kind of segmented the products based on its application. For example, commuter segment, sport segment, ultra sport segment, scooters. And being a two-wheeler tire specialist, we manufacture tires for all these segments.
Could you also provide some details on this R&D center in Milan? When was it established? What are the activities being undertaken by the Milan team?
Sure. Yeah. We have started about 7-8 months back, and this is one of the center where we are, as my colleagues were sharing about, we are using a lot of specialists who have the latest experience of making tires that are recently being produced elsewhere in the world, and this gives us a kind of an edge over competition, and whatever is required for having a laboratory and an R&D center is being equipped there, and we actually kind of take the concepts and other important information from there and get it back to our Indian laboratory, which is also of high level in terms of technology and state of the art, and have a very good interaction with the European Center to bring in products which are very much latest and relevant to the Indian consumer.
Right. Some basic
We have been doing extremely well in both segments.
numbers, please.
We have been a leading supplier to the
Numbers,
OEMs
please. Numbers.
and also growing in aftermarket
Numbers,
consistently, volumes quarter to quarter we have been showing an increase.
Specific
I'm
numbers.
Sorry, we are not able to reveal the exact numbers, which I'm sure my apologies, and that's more of a confidential information.
Except two-wheeler and three-wheeler, you will not reveal any numbers.
Decades in two-wheeler and three-wheeler.
Thank you.
So
Good
don't you
question.
think it's the right time to get into, or maybe having that new technology, and you have R&D capabilities kind of thing?
So, the technology that go into a two-wheeler is as high as a four-wheeler, and all you have four wheels. Here, the chances are you got to be very, very close having only two wheels. The technology of manufacturing two-wheelers is no less in comparison to a four-wheeler. To answer your question on moving to four-wheeler, we feel we have a huge potential already available in the two-wheeler segment, not only within India but outside the world. And we feel we have a lot to do in the two-wheeler. So our focus now would be on improving the product and making sure that we live to the demands of the new age customer.
How do you
Now,
say,
I'm sorry to
if I can
interrupt you.
just add to that, we would stay, and we are very proud to say we will be the bike tire specialist.
We'll just take our
Stick with
last two questions now, ladies and gentlemen. So please go ahead, sir.
How do you see the sales forecast for the current year, given the downturn in the automobile sector?
So let me take this question. See, this brand launch is a part of our larger strategy. So the tires that you see here on either sides of you have been designed and developed post extensive consumer research. So what we are confident about is that these tires would be really benefiting the riders, and we see a lot of appreciation when people begin to start using these tires. And the next part of it is primarily the market that you were talking about. See, market cyclicity is a given thing. But today, if you look at it, we are in the two-wheel segment. And in the long term, this segment is going to give ample opportunity for growth. Right? So we would like to use this brand launch to strengthen and I would say cement our leadership position in this segment and reinforce our commitment to technology and R&D.
Good afternoon. Hi, this is Adil Naik. I write for Motoring World magazine. The presentation mentioned that your tires are best in class. I'm assuming that's true at least for the flagship 270 km/h tire. I'm a little curious, how would you define this class or category? I'm also a little curious as to if you could give me at least one or two tires that you benchmarked against. Are we talking Metzeler M5s or are we talking Pirelli Diablo Corsas? And lastly, while developing these tires, did you happen to work with any motorcycle manufacturers for these, for the flagship, the fast performance tire?
The first, I would split your question into two parts. One is about benchmarking. As I said in my presentation and other presentations which you saw today, we take a very global perspective when we are developing technologies and products. When I said global perspective, that includes global competition and the best tires available in the global market. So while I would not take names, but that would include whoever you think are the best tires which are available in the market. And we take pride in making sure that when we do this benchmark, we not only benchmark at the technology level which goes into the product, but also at the performance levels. As I covered in the presentation, we test these tires not only on the Indian roads by a jury of specialists from Japan and Europe, but also take these tires to test them in completely different terrains globally before we launch this product. So I hope that I answered your question in the first part. The second part of the question, can you repeat that, please?
Did you happen to work with any motorcycle manufacturers during R&D for this?
Well, when we develop technology concepts and when we put these technology concepts into our products and roll it out, these are with certain categories and classes of motorcycles in our mind. and we perfect it, and then we move on to the program of homologating these very tire constructions and compounds to suit those special motorcycles which our OE customers have. So these two are very separate programs which we run in our R&D.
And in the speaking about the R&D, whilst you did R&D in India, did you by any chance happen to use these tires during the TVS One Make races?
Oh yes, we do use not only in the TVS One Make races, we also use these tires elsewhere also.
But these specific ones that you have launched today?
Yes.
Thank you.